There comes a moment in life when you realize something painful. The people who drain you the most are often the ones closest to you. I've seen this happen to friends, good people, quiet people. They tolerated disrespect because it came from family. They stayed silent to avoid conflict. They kept telling themselves, "It's okay, they're my blood." But over time, their confidence faded. Their voice got smaller. Their peace slowly disappeared. What changed everything wasn't an argument. It wasn't cutting people off in anger. It was the moment they stopped tolerating what felt wrong. If someone you care about is stuck in that place right now, share this video with them. It might be the clarity they need to finally protect their peace. Stoicism does not teach hatred. It does not teach revenge. What it teaches is self-respect. Loving someone does not require tolerating behavior that erodes your dignity. Family is not a moral shield. Blood does not grant permission to cross your boundaries. The Stoics understood this clearly. You are responsible for protecting your character, not preserving everyone else's comfort. Endurance is only a virtue when it serves wisdom. When endurance becomes self-betrayal, it is no longer strength. Calm withdrawal is not cruelty. It is discipline, disrespect disguised as jokes. This is one of the most common and most tolerated forms of disrespect. A comment slips out at a family dinner, a joke that makes you look small. Everyone laughs. You don't. When you finally react, they say, "Relax, I'm just joking." But notice the pattern. The joke always lands on you, and the laughter always comes at your expense. I've seen people endure this for years because it comes from relatives or close friends. They tell themselves it's harmless, but slowly their confidence erodes. They speak less. They shrink. Stoicism is clear here. If something repeatedly humiliates you, it is not humor. It is a test of how much disrespect you'll tolerate. The Stoic response is simple. No arguments, no explanations, just calm distance. That's not sensitivity. That's self-respect. 2, guilt tripping. You for having boundaries. This behavior often appears the moment you finally say no. You decline a request. You take space. You choose yourself. And suddenly, the tone changes. You've changed. You're not like before, after everything we've done for you. I've watched people fold under this pressure, especially when it comes from family. Not because they were wrong, but because guilt was used as a weapon. Stoicism teaches a hard truth. The people who benefit most from your lack of boundaries will always resent you for setting them. A boundary is not an attack. It is information. You don't owe long explanations. You don't need to defend your peace. A calm refusal and the willingness to accept their discomfort is the Stoic response. That's not selfishness. That's discipline. 3, constant criticism with no accountability. This one slowly breaks people down. Nothing you do is ever quite right. Your choices are questioned. Your decisions are mocked. Your efforts are minimized. But when you point it out, they dismiss it. Or worse, they turn it back on you. I've seen this happen in families where one person becomes the permanent target. Criticism flows freely. Responsibility never does. Stoicism draws a clear line here. Feedback without accountability is not guidance, it is control. A single mistake can be forgiven. A repeated pattern cannot. As the Stoics warned, do not be moved by words, observe behavior. Apologies mean nothing without change. The Stoic response is not confrontation. It is a distance. When respect is absent, silence becomes protection. 4, using family as moral blackmail. This is where many people get trapped the longest. The words sound familiar. We're family. You have to understand. Blood is thicker than anything. And slowly, those words become chains. I've seen people stay in situations that drained them. not because they agreed, but because they were afraid of being labeled ungrateful, cold, or disloyal. Stoicism cuts through this illusion. Family is not a free pass. Love is not leverage. And shared blood does not erase personal responsibility. When family is used to silence you, it is no longer love. It is control. A Stoic does not argue this point. He does not justify himself. He simply refuses to participate in what violates his dignity. That is not betrayal. That is clarity. 5. Repeated violation of your core. Values. This is the line Stoicism never asks you to cross. A mistake can be understood. Ignorance can be corrected. But when someone knows what hurts you, knows what violates your values, and chooses to do it anyway, again and again, that is no longer accidental. I've seen people hold on because of history, because of memories, because they didn't mean it. But Stoicism is not concerned with intentions. It is concerned with patterns. When disrespect becomes consistent, when boundaries are ignored repeatedly, continuing to give access is not kindness. It is self-betrayal. Here, the Stoic response is firm but calm. No anger, no speeches, no dramatic exits. You simply reduce access. You don't need to hate them. You just stop allowing them close enough to damage your peace. That is not cruelty. That is wisdom. At some point, every man has to make a quiet decision, not between anger and forgiveness, but between self-respect and self-betrayal. You don't need to fight anyone. You don't need to prove your pain, and you don't need permission to protect your peace. Stoicism was never about enduring everything. It was about enduring what makes you stronger and walking away from what slowly destroys you. Don't tolerate what drains your dignity. Don't explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. And don't apologize for becoming someone who finally respects himself. Peace is not found in endless tolerance. It is found in clarity. It is found in boundaries. It is found in self-respect.